About 10 years ago, StreetSmart was started by Margie Beggs, who is our founder, and a group of concerned Cape Townians.
You know, some of us were just born into privilege and others of us were not. And these children are not there by choice.
And it troubled me that children would think that living on the streets was an option.
I lived in Greenpoint before Greenpoint was a good place to live. And there were a lot of street kids living there. And I had friends who had a restaurant. And what they do is they look after street kids and they do an amazing job. And this really touched my heart because what they do is they help the children with catch-up education and they help them to have a viable life. And I saw this little card, and I'm sure you've seen the card, and I saw it in London and I thought, what a great idea.
StreetSmart exists simply because we are partnering with restaurants.
It doesn't cost anything to the restaurant and it costs very little to our diners. And I would say, I don't know, 99.9% doesn't mind to pay the 5 rate.
You know, we've raised in the last 10 years more than 10 million rand, literally 5 rand at a time, and that's how restaurants help us.
StreetSmart has donated money to Ons Plek to help fund the social work position. So because of that, the girls who come through our stabilization program can receive weekly therapy. They have a life skills program, they've got an educational program and various other group activities through the social work service. Initially, Ons Plek was opened up for street girls, and that was the main focus. But with all the intervention and preventative work that has gone on, there's very few girls left on the street.
I'm a panel with instructor at Learn to Live. Learn to Live is all about the less fortunate. We work with the less fortunate young people. Of course, they don't have matric. Some of them come from the street.
First, I was on the street by Levendale. I didn't go to school. I just sat in the road. The people did ask me, don't you go to school? I did tell them I don't go to school and all that stuff. So Learn to Love come there. So they asked me, do you want to go to school? So I say, yes, I want to go to school.
Thank you for what they did. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't be working for us. So they can keep what they're doing. The school will get all bigger and there will be more children and they will encourage more people to do panel beating and metal craft and that stuff.
StreetSmart, according to what I know, do funding, especially this workshop, panel beating workshop. And of course, from that money we buy materials and tools and even the safety gear.
Every year, because of the donations from StreetSmart to our beneficiary organizations, we are supporting around 1,000 children in our communities across the country to enable them to have a chance at a better life. The beneficiary organizations are selected on the basis that they do the work that is required to enable education, skills development and family reunification. So my dream and my focus in the next 3 years or so of my term is to double the number of restaurants that are StreetSmart in South Africa. For a restaurant to become StreetSmart, it's very simple. They're very welcome to contact us. Our website is www.streetsmartsa.org.za. Our telephone number is 021 418 0621 and you can speak to anyone in the office.
We at StreetSmart are doing is we're asking the public to help the restaurants, to raise the money, to help us, to help the agencies, our beneficiaries, who help the children, to have a viable life. That's all. It's a simple system. It's not much to ask. 5 rand at a time.
If you're not part of StreetSmart, why not?
So that's what we're asking the diners to do. Care enough to give appropriately at a place where it can really help the children, rather than give them money on the street where actually you're just keeping them on the street.